Hey YouTube, Joseph here with my first retro deck profile, and I will be covering the '05 format with my version of Chaos. My Chaos deck isn't fully complete. I'm just gonna show you the beginning structure of my deck, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll have the rest of the deck stuff, so then I can do another video. But me and my friends pretty much have been, we went back to playing GOAT format just because a lot of players feel that the format right now, it's really out of control. So a lot of us are going back to older formats. So we went back to apparently GOAT format. We're playing the '05 list with the April '05 list. And my deck is pretty much a reflection of Chaos. Some of the cards I don't have yet right now. I do want to note that I'm not running the GOATs. I don't have enough Metamorphosis because a lot of old cards haven't been reprinted. And I'm lucky enough to have some of the old cards because I have been able to get them. But other than that, pretty standard Chaos version. I don't have enough of. I'm just still moving around cards. Also want to note that there are a lot of cards you will see in here at one, and that's just because of the one-for-ones with other players in the player interaction. That was highly seen in the format. Myself, I didn't play in the format, but from a lot of people who did, they said it was a lot of player interaction and stuff like that. Other than that, my extra deck, the extra deck wasn't called an extra deck, it was called the fusion deck. And your fusion deck can be as much as your actual main deck in terms of cards. There were, as far as the only fusion monster limited was this guy right here, the 1,000 times your strength. And that was due to his effect and his abilities. So, other than that, I'm going to go into the deck list. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below in the description box. And like the Facebook page as well. So, we're going to get into the deck. So, we have one Blackluster Soldier in Void Beginning. He was at 1. One Air Knight Power Shaft, which most good decks ran for the piercing ability. One Assured Priest because it was able to knock out the GOATs and then run away at the end phase. One Blade Knight, pretty much because if this was the only card on the field, if it attacked your opponent's monster, their flip effects wouldn't work. And there are a lot of monsters during the format that have flip effects. So it was best to make sure they weren't able to use them. And then his other effect is that if you have one or fewer cards in your hand, he became a 2K attacker. Next is DD Warrior Lady, who was at 1 because of her ability to banish cards she attacked or attacked her from play. 2 Magician of Fate to retrieve your spell cards. Also, Mage of Fate was in she was used in doubles, not triples, because of the fact that you need to search into her first and then bait out your opponent's no momentum crossouts so that they would have used up their crossouts and that you'd have less targets for them to search for, with less targets to pretty much get banished off, but she would banish off theirs and not yours. One D-Mock, Dark Magician of Chaos, who was at 1. Jinzo was at 1 because of Jinzo's ability to negate traps. 1 Exeron Universe to pierce into the GOATs. 1, for my version of my deck, I run 1 Gravekeeper Guard for the bounce in his high defense. 1 Kaiku for keeping your opponent from banishing, and then you can banish off their cards. 1 Breaker, 1 Tomato for Dark Fodder, one Tsukuyomi, who was broke at that time. Pretty much putting your Thousand Eyes face down, put your face up so you can absorb, or putting your face down so you can swing with your other monsters. One Sangan for search. One Reaper, because it couldn't be destroyed. Reaper and Marshmallow were currently coming out, but I think we had access to Reaper first, not Marshmallow, and then Marshmallow came later. One Cyberjar, who was still at 1. One DD Assailant for the same reason Warrior Lady was at 1. Pretty much removal. Okay, removal abilities. She get a removal. One Exile Force for their ability to remove. And one Sinister Serpent, because there are a lot of cards in the format that discard, i.e. Tri-Infecting Virus, which I don't have right now. Spells. One Graceful Charity. Major Draw Power. Powder Greed. More Major Draw Power. Prima. Monster Revival. Stash and Steal. Monster, pretty much better mind control, but it was a quick spell, so they could MST or destroy it, but it gave them 1,000 life. The infamous Metamorphosis to become 1,000 times restrict, or any of your other fusion monsters. I only have one Noble Mana cross out, but it was at 2, and players were running multiples. One Giant Trune, because my version was just to deal with massive removal, and Trune was not banned or limited yet, so there were multiples of them going around. Heavy Storm for massive removal, and Heavy was at 1, and Duster was banned. One in ST because it was at 1 as well, and Double Book Moon because most people didn't run triple book, and book reset your Magician Fate. Reset monsters that were attached to premature burial, stuff like that, or it rescued your monster from Snatch and Steal. One Ring of Distraction. One Trap Dish Shoot. A friend of mine is running Trap Dish Shoot in his version. Trap Dish Shoot was out at the time, and it was just one of those disruptive hand plays. One Trapple. One Dust Tornado for removal, and the triple removal setup, well, quadruple monster removal setup. One compulsory activation device, one Mirror Force, one Sacrificial Armor, and one Trench Retreat. This was at 3. This just got unbanned. This was at 1, and this was at 1. I know it's crazy, right? To think, oh my god, they banned Mirror Force. Sacrificial Armor was at 1, and Torrential was at 1? Yeah. And this was freely roaming. It's crazy. Alright, so that's the deck. That's the main deck. And now we're on extract. With the big guy himself, 1,000 Eyes Restrict. I only have 1,000 Eyes Restrict though. But yeah, this was your go-to Metamorphosis in Go format, especially with your tokens. Then you can just snatch your opponent's monsters, swing with it, and then yeah, it was pretty standard 1-for-1. I don't have lightning vortexes and stuff. I know those were out as well. Or some people are exempt blows. If you do play Go format, some people exempt them. Just because of the fact that there wasn't monster removal spell wise, unless you're running like Fisher. But yeah, and a lot of other cards were just really hard to get to. They weren't massively reprinted like now, like 1,000 Eyes. So yeah, 1,000 Eyes Restraint, one Fusionist for the Sangan, so that Sangan can get to the graveyard, and you can search with the Sangan. One Dark Fire Dragon for Witch, or the level 4 is in your deck, so you can fill up the graveyard with more targets for BLS and Chaos Racer. Same situation with the Tyrant Warrior. Some techs I have in mind are the Metalist, the Barak, and the Cybersaurus, as well as the Alligator Square Dragon, who if your opponent controlled wind, water, earth, or fire, you can swing directly. Reaper on the Nightmare for the direct attack and then the discard, and it can be destroyed by battle. To deal with monster effects is the Fiend Skull Dragon, as well as Dark Bolter dealt with normal spells. That you can just pay 1,000, negate the normal spell, and also negate the effects of monsters that were destroyed by him. Also the same situation with Ryu Senshi. If a normal trap was played, you can negate it, and also if this card was negated, this card also negates the effects of trap cards that's just being targeted hit. So it wasn't out for your big monsters. They were out for this. There was also a Gaggling Dragon and stuff like that were out as well. So you can swap it out for some of your bigger monsters as well. So that's pretty much the retro deck profile, you guys. This is the first of many that I'll be doing. Once I get the stuff to revise my deck, I will be showing version 2 of my Chaos deck. So this is Joseph signing out. If you guys have any questions or stuff like that, leave them in the comment section below. And thank you much for your time. Alright guys, I will catch you later.